Welcome back. Today is Go Red for Women. It's the start for really Heart Month, and Dr. Amy Pollack is here to go over life's simple 7. And for the most part, this is kind of an easy overview that a lot of people at home could do and get involved and really improve their overall health. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us here.
Oh, this is a great day. And again, it's really important because education is key, I think, for a lot of things. Even at the top of the show, we learn so much. So with this, there are really basic steps, correct?
You're absolutely right. So Life's Simple 7 is something we can all keep in our minds as we're thinking about our heart health and how we want to live our most healthy lives. And I find that life, for me, probably for most people, there's a little bit of a roller coaster ride. You go through these periods where you feel like you're on track, leading a heart healthy life, active, exercising, and then you have something else that happens that throws you off track. So this is a good way to get refocused, particularly in the new year, for what do we need to be focusing on for our hearts.
So where do we start?
So I'm excited for this whiteboard. So we're going to start with the first one is to get active. And this, I think, is one of the most important ones. And I purposely wore my red tennis shoes today instead of my cute pumps, just because I want us to focus on being physically active, getting out there. And the key is to do something you enjoy, whether or not it's running, walking, biking, dancing, yoga, whatever it is, do the activity that you enjoy the most. And you want to try to get at least 150 minutes of exercise per week. But the great part is you can divide that however you want. So even if it's just 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, that all adds up. And the biggest piece of advice I tell folks is, if you feel like you don't have any time to exercise, just get out there for, say I'm going to do for 5 minutes. And it's amazing how that 5 minutes goes to 10, 15, and once you get out there and out the door.
I like that. Basically, you're setting simple goals that are achievable that will make you feel better about it, and then you could go on with the rest of the day.
Absolutely. So the next one is eat better. And this is really, the idea is eating a Mediterranean diet. So a diet that's really rich in fruits, vegetables, almonds that we saw on this last part of the segment, lean meats, non-fat or low-fat dairy, whole grains, fish is a great source of protein, things like the nuts, avocados, olive oil, all of that can really not only help you feel better, have more energy, which who doesn't want that, but also help you live longer.
Yeah, I think this is really important, and it's one of the biggest things you can control. And a lot of times calories and sugar and all that stuff, it really just gets out of hand, and you don't realize how bad you're eating until you start to learn about this stuff.
Absolutely, and I find for this, the best way to tackle it is to make one change at a time. For instance, I started to eat a sandwich every day for lunch. I'd probably been doing that for 20 years, and my husband, who's also a cardiologist, said, I think we should revamp this sandwich at lunch. Let's eat a salad. And I was like, I don't want to be hungry at 2 p.m. by eating just a salad for lunch. So we do this salad that has spinach, carrots, nuts, black beans, and you are really pretty full, and you're also tired of eating by the time you've chewed this whole salad over lunch. So small changes at a time for the diet as well. And this all kind of ties in the activity and the diet in terms of losing weight. And this is really where you don't have to get to some idealized goal weight that you were when you were in high school, for instance, but you want to try to live and have a fairly healthy weight in terms of the stress it puts on your body, in terms of your blood pressure risk as well as your heart health risk. So I think also setting realistic small goals. If you talk to your doctor about how much weight you need to lose, and then aim for 5 pounds or 10 pounds and then reevaluate.
And I like this over and over, the message, it's small goals.
That's correct.
Chip away at it every day in order to make an impact.
Absolutely. And then this next one is important, controlling cholesterol. And the first part of this is you have to know your numbers. So you need to be going in and getting your cholesterol levels checked. And it's interesting, there's not just one right cholesterol number, and that's why it's so important to talk with your doctor about what your risk for heart disease is, if you have any family history of heart disease, because our goals are going to be different for different folks depending on how aggressively we want to get that cholesterol down.
And it's a new year, and maybe get in and get a baseline to know where you're at. Numbers change.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. So the other numbers we need to know is your blood pressure. Again, you don't know what's going on until you get it checked. And high blood pressure, hypertension, is called the silent killer because you oftentimes don't know what's going up unless it's really quite high. And these numbers were changed about a year ago to have a more tight control of blood pressure. So 120/80 is a normal blood pressure. Greater than 130 is considered actually high blood pressure now. Not that everyone whose blood pressure is over 130 needs to run out and get started on a medication, but that's that point where we're starting to think about, you have high blood pressure, what do we need to do to tackle it?
Yeah, these are all great, simple to follow, and it really keeps you on track. Reduce blood sugar, that's something, again, it kind of ties into your diet. You want to know where your numbers are at. Obviously, stop smoking, that is huge. So again, these are daily habits. You have control over them. And the other thing is listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, contact your physician. Well, thank you so much for your time. To learn more, you go to heart.org. Stick around, more to come right after this.